There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are back live as you caught the end of the national anthem. We had a technical difficulty in here with the national anthem as we played the very end of it very first. Kind of mix it up on everybody.
Keep you on your toes.
Yep, keeping them guessing.
So, Hayden, it's great to be back here after the girls were over in Hawaii for a week. They wrapped up the conference over there. They've secured the championship. Regardless of what happens tonight or Saturday, they are Pac West Conference champions. First time.
First time, and really, if you ask any of the players or the coaches, it came as a surprise, did it not?
It did. I had the opportunity to talk with Coach Felder yesterday, and I asked her if she could sum up this season in a word. And to tell you what, I was surprised with her answer. And her answer, Hayden, was surprising. That's how she sums up this season.
And I think it's got to be a fact. I mean, she only has 2 or 3 returning players, a lot of younger kids, a lot of new freshmen coming in, returning redshirt freshmen. Kind of looks like a rebuilding year in a way, but at the same time, you come in and to go ahead and take the conference with a record of 15-4 so far with 1 game remaining.
Yeah, she was telling me she was just there's two returning players and this brand new team. She kind of. And the way the season got started, it was a little bit rocky right there at the first. And she wanted me to know how much she loves her players and loves the way the girls just bought in and won. And, and the fact that you can come into this stadium and this gym and win a game. What was it, like they lost 3 games the entire season here at home. So it was great. Like we said, tonight's a non-conference game against Westminster. I learned something new. I had to Google where Westminster Griffins were from. They're from northern Utah. I was kind of looking at it, and there's a possibility some of these girls have faced each other in maybe some high school games or.
Yeah, very, very possible. I remember going to multiple basketball camps up at Westminster actually when I was growing up. So I actually know where the gym is. I've been to the gym and have a couple of friends from college who actually play basketball for the Westminster team. So. For me, I knew where it was, luckily coming in.
Yeah, so for me, it's a learning thing. I'd never even heard of Westminster College. So this is their first year in the RMAC, and unfortunately, they don't come in here tonight with a very good record. They're only 7-19, but first season in the RMAC. So and sometimes teams like this are the ones you struggle with because Dixie State's coming off of a great run in Hawaii, and I asked that Coach Felder that earlier before this game got started, and I said, how do you keep the girls focused? How do you come into this game and not lay an egg, so to speak? And she told me, she's like, she's just hoping the girls come out with a lot of energy, try to keep the momentum going, knowing the conference, the tournament's coming up in a couple weeks, and used a little bit of, they feel a little disrespected as far as the NCAA coaches poll. They only received 12 votes, and they're really low seeding, so.
Yeah, they actually are the last seed in the conference, you said, and coming in, so I'd put them 10th in the West division. So they are a little upset about that. But once again, like Coach Felder said, that is some fuel to the fire to kind of give them the energy they're going to need and want for the remainder of this season.
It is because, like we said, we've got tonight's game, and then Saturday we will be wrapping up our season against, I forgot how you pronounce the name, Fresno Pacific. I don't understand why I would forget how to pronounce that, but. And that is a conference game, so, and although we do hold a 2-game lead, it'd be great to just go into the tournament on a winning run. And so she's hoping the girls come out here with a lot of energy, like they tend to do.
Absolutely.
Looks like we're getting ready to get started.
Yeah, so our starting lineups real quick. Number 1 for the Griffins is Megan Gallegos. Number 2, Jaden Green. Number 3, Amara Culpepper. Amara Culpepper, we have some interesting stats about her later. Number 9 is Elise Horton. Number 13, Katie Allen. 14, Taylor Gustafson. And 15, Jessica Chelson, one of which has been subbed out for the libero, Megan Gallegos, to start here. And back to serve is the ever stone-cold killer with the killer face, Talia Brown. No emotion whatsoever shown. From point 1 to point 7, doesn't matter if you're winning or losing by 15, she has the same face.
Same face, and she's got that same nasty curveball that she serves. It's definitely been an asset for the Storm this season. They love it. So.
As Westminster jumps on the board first with a deep angle, and then an ace off the top of the net from number 13. That's Katie Allen.
Katie is a sophomore from Bountiful, Utah. She's 6 foot. She's got some height on her. definitely one to look out for the rest of this match. And she serves it in again.
She's unable to get that roll off the net that time. But starting for your Storm, as you see, Taylor Duryea going to check in now as Condi was on the back row for her. So Lindsey Jones is in there. Delaney Daniel back to serve. Alex Anderson is your libero. Kaylee Fry will be your setter. Mackenzie Bird Murphy also in. We were talking about a few stats. We have a few players chasing some school records as well as some team stats.
Yes,
so
that's right, Hayden. Keep your eye on Bird tonight. She only needs 3 more blocks to move into 3rd place all-time Dixie State. So keep your eyes on Bird and see if she can get that record tonight.
Yep, she has 2 games to move into it plus anything in the conference. So I mean, I'm willing to bet money that she is going to get 3 more blocks before it's all said and done. As Kaylee Fry reaches up top and puts that one away on the overpass from the Westminster Griffins.
Was that Kaylee that did that?
That was Kaylee.
My eyes are bad.
Right there. Goes up and gets it. And Delaney Daniel will serve another one. Outside to number 2. The tip. Fry goes up. Jones. Now Talia's going to have to push on the back row. Can't hit from there. Quick shot through the middle there. I believe that was number 3. It was Amara Culpepper. Like you said, Amara Culpepper is 6th in their new conference in kills.
In kills, she is. She is averaging 3.32 kills per set.
Per set, okay. So depending on how long they take them, it could go anywhere from 15 to 9.
Yes.
Per game, or per match, pardon me. As Duryea goes ahead and unleashes one from dead center off the back row there of the Griffins with a great kill. Kaylee Fry once again setting up Duryea well. As you get a replay right here, Duryea comes right through the middle, no block. That poor back row is left helpless. And back to serve must be Alex because I can't see her. She's behind my screen, and it is. Up top, pushed over. Duryea goes up, and Mackenzie Bird Murphy now blocked. Anderson over to Fry. Nope, goes up to Duryea right away. Duryea off the block with the kill as 14 was there for Westminster. Taylor Gustafson was there but blocked it out of bounds, unfortunately. Once again, Dixie is now up 5-3 as Alex Anderson back to serve.
Our scoreboard on the screen there is a little off.
Yeah, we've got a short crew in the bus. Megan is going to be running about 4 different things in there between replays and scoreboard and our commercials. So she's got her hands full, but we'll keep her posted if she needs help. We got her.
Well, everyone give a shout out to Megan for the great work she does putting this show on. So.
Yeah, we got a great crew in the bus with Lauren and Megan helping us get it, as well as our camera people to bring you these shots tonight. We are going with a new look as we've set up our main game cam right here in the middle, and you'll get your replays from both ends of the court as we have 2 hero cams shooting from both ends to give us these replays.
We no longer have a guy down there on the floor.
Right. As the early run here by Dixie, as they jump out 7-3, will draw a timeout to Westminster. As Coach Felder will kind of go over and kind of tell him the energy looks good. From what I can tell, we've got 7-3 on the score. And Coach Felder has to be pleased with the way it started out. It looked a little sluggish as she gave up the first 2 points. Westminster jumped out 2-0, but then Dixie kind of bounced back and scored 7 of the last 8 points.
Yeah, I imagine Coach Felder's just telling them just stay focused, don't overlook these guys, respect them because they're here. So, talking to Coach Felder, you do know that one of the games they had to play while they're on the road trip was against Chaminade, whom Dixie kind of had a meltdown, is a polite way to put it. We were up two sets to nothing and lost.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to that story here in just a second as Alex is getting ready to serve, but it was interesting what she had to say going because they had to play him again.
And that was their second game in Hawaii, I believe, right?
And it was a must-win, and we'll leave it at that for right this second.
As Alex is back to serve, 7-3. We're still in game 1 here between Dixie and Westminster. And Alex serves one right off the pass of Jaden Green out of bounds.
Alex has got a nice serve, too. Sometimes it just comes, you see, just drops right on the other side of the net, really short.
Knuckleball serve. There it is again. Alex with a great dig. Mackenzie Bird Murphy goes up top, and it's blocked down by Jaden Green for the Griffins.
The Griffins, or as you said,
we always called them Winged Lions, but
Winged Lions.
Yep. Well, then again, when I went there to the basketball camp, we were in like the 4th grade, maybe 5th. But winged sound pretty much like Nicole's word, as Duryea does what she does so often from that outside and just puts it absolutely away. No chance.
That was a great kill, great position.
Checking in there is number 10, Brett Anderson, who with one more kill tonight will join 3 of her teammates above 200 kills on the season.
That's amazing.
That'll be 4 players for Dixie State with 200 plus kills. As she's going for it here, she sends it over, but it is played back.
You know, Hayden, and that's a really interesting thing is, like we said at the start of this broadcast, that only 2 or 3 of these girls have been here for more than 1 year. So we realize a lot of these girls are going to be here again next year, and what they did at the beginning of this season to carry over into the next season, it's going to be fun next few years.
As Brett, there it is, her 200th kill on the season. So there you have it, 4 Dixie State players with 200 plus kills.
At least 200 kills this year. And
as you see the 200th right here from Brett, as she's probably got, I'm willing to say, about 70 of them on that back door like that. She lives over there, and the Dixie State's setter Kaylee loves to go back there to both her and Jones. As Duryea is back to serve for the Storm.
And as you mentioned Kaylee, I was looking at something earlier. She's got 10, I can't even remember the number now, but multiple games where she's had 50 plus assists a game.
Wow.
That's a lot of assists to record. So she definitely is an asset as well. But that front line for Dixie State is an amazing line. And
Kaylee has eligibility left as she is only a junior, so we expect her to be back. As Jacqueline Connie does the only thing she has there is self-defense to get it back up. Swung on and missed by number 13. That is Katie Allen, the sophomore from Brownapple, as she just mistimed the jump and the timing was off on the set. Swing and a miss as Dixie State has doubled up Westminster.
There's Mackenzie back to serve. Mackenzie's a hometown hero right here, born and raised right here in St. George.
As Kaylee Fry got caught celebrating there, threw her hands up in the air, and the ball went over her head. She thought it was going to be out of bounds, but unfortunately landed about probably a foot inside the line there.
Yeah, a little premature celebration there.
As Delane goes up. Fry back to Delaney. Up. Dug up by Westminster. Push quick. Pounded down to that deep corner once again. Looked just like the very first point of the game as Desiree Wickwar puts it in the back right corner there for Westminster. 12-8.
That's a really good shot she's got there. Really good position. From our angle, there's nobody there. So
once again, Westminster, a very young team as well. They only have 3 seniors on their roster. Oh no, there's a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 4 seniors.
I see 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4 seniors.
4 seniors. So they're not a terribly old team as well. So they do have plenty of room to grow, as Brett, once again, off that outside, give her 201 kills on the season.
201. What a great number, right?
Just going to keep creeping.
Here comes Talia back to serve for us. It's always fun. I always get a kick when she's back there. So
0 emotion shown whatsoever. And the knuckleball serve as it tumbles 2 or 3 times that time. Outside to Green. Green off the top of the block. Condi up. Fry. Outside Daniel. Dug up by the libero. Daniel back to Fry. Fry goes one-handed lefty, swing and a miss. No good.
So if the only time you ever saw Talia was on the volleyball court, you think she was all serious, no fun, no game, just maybe not even a nice person. I'll tell you, I see her around campus often, and when you see her walking around campus, she's all smiles.
She doesn't have anything but a smile on her face. That's true. I have seen her a few times, and she is always just absolutely laughing it off. As that ball lands out of bounds, Delaney Daniels sends one. Oh, it is touched over here. Touched by Dixie as Delaney Daniels slams one off of the Westminster defense, but the slam luckily goes right off them, and this ball lands in. Called out, but called touched. So score in the gym is 13-11. Back to Anderson. Anderson over to Daniel. Daniel off the top of the block, dug up by Westminster. Outside to Green. Green off the block, and it's going to down. As Coach Felder letting them play it out here, as we are now 13-12. Oh, there it is. Timeout from Felder, as now Westminster has scored 6 of the last 7 points.
Yeah, they went on a little run there. Kind of. Let's see what we've got here. We've got so I was sitting this timeout. Taylor right now is recorded with 4 points, 3 kills, and Desiree Wickwar for the Griffins had 2 points and had lost the kills. Jaden Green for the Griffins, 4 points, 3 kills, 2 digs, and she's the one that unfortunately had the error as well.
And Jaden Green just barely with the kill just sent the Dixie State into a timeout as they try to figure out that back corner, as the Westminster has made a living back there so far in this first game, keeping it deep and pushing back to the far right corner, opposite side of the court. So once again, this game really has no significant meaning on record for the Storm, but at the same time, they have to play solid because they don't want to unreveal or reveal a weakness they have to other teams who may be watching film.
True, and you kind of don't want to get in the habit of just taking games off. And not that I don't think that they would. It just sometimes you overlook it. There's not a lot to play for tonight.
As an athlete, it's just that lackadaisical feeling. It's like a game that doesn't really matter, so it's hard to get into it. It's hard to have the same motivation. But I think once you get deeper into game one, a little bit into game two, you're going to see the change.
Yeah,
as that ball was crushed by number 15.
That was almost a 2-pointer right there, too. Almost went right back in that basketball hoop behind him.
As she just takes off and just absolutely crushes it. Talia gets one hand on it, but it was well on its way to.
That was Jessica Chelson, 6'1" senior from San Luis Obispo, California.
As Duryea answers with one of her own off the back row again. So Duryea gives the Storm the 15-13 lead here in game one. Alex Anderson back to serve.
Alex, the sister of Brett Anderson. So
on Friday night or on Saturday, they will be raising the new banner in here, I heard.
They will. That's what Coach Felder told me earlier. He says that we'll be raising the banner, which will be fun. So if you're at home watching this, maybe you got to come down and watch that. That'd be something to be a part of. Take some pictures, get some memories.
As well as they may even do some honoring for the seniors.
It will be senior day as well, so
come on out and support Mackenzie Bird Murphy and Alex Anderson, as well as on the TV broadcast. There will be some spotlights for the seniors as well that Megan has put together. So you will be able to see those on the production.
Great, that'll be fun. So yeah, because we'll be losing, as I'm looking at our roster here, Alex. And I know there's another senior on there somewhere. Mackenzie.
Yep.
I guess that's it?
Just the two of them, yeah.
Well, that's heartening. The only two that are going somewhere right now.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get Taylor and everyone else back.
So you have a really tough team coming back. Once again, you lose your libero, but you can't replace Alex. I mean, Alex is top. She's got to be top 5 in the conference of liberos right now.
We'll have to take a look at that, see if we can look that up and see where she ranks in liberos.
And then Mackenzie Bird Murphy, obviously a solid middle. She probably is one of those Dixie State players with 200-plus kills.
You know, that's a good question. Let's find out as we wait for.
I imagine she's probably pretty close to it. That serve goes long from Jaden Green. Again, that's her second service error. Other than that, she's played solid. She's leading the team in kills, but she has had a few of those serving errors. Kaylee Fry back to serve.
Well, Mackenzie had 10 kills in just the last game, so imagine she.
I would think it'd probably be Delane, Duryea, Bird Murphy, and Anderson now. It's either going to be Bird Murphy or Jones. So I'm not sure which one it would be. But if we can find it, we'll let you know. As Duryea goes swinging away, and she puts another one down. Duryea off to a hot start, which is key for her, as the BYU-Hawaii game, she did not get off to a hot start. Kind of took herself out of the game and did not get back in. But here tonight, she's off to a red-hot start.
So here are your leading killers. We call them that right now. It's Lindsey Jones has entered this game with 218 kills.
Okay.
Taylor only had 195 right now. Brett with 199. Delaney has 266 kills. And Bird with 208.
Okay, so Taylor will be the 5th player then when she's already got 5 tonight, so she's also above 200. So that'll give you 5 players now.
Above 500 kills.
With 200 kills.
205. That's a lot.
So Duryea, like I said, she's got to be at 6 or 7 already tonight, so she will jump over. So that'll give you 5 players with 200 plus kills. And it's pretty balanced. As you see, Delaney Daniel, obviously, 260. That's an automatic. Like, you go to her anytime you can. And then the rest of the players just kind of filter in when they can, and obviously it's working.
Right. So just to get back while we're at this timeout about the Chaminade. So I talked to Coach Fielder, and she was telling us, studying game film, game planning. 9 of the players that they had planned on playing didn't dress. Chaminade only dressed 8 players for that game. Apparently there was some, I'm not sure the reasoning why. Suspensions. We'll just, and she said, but it was difficult because she write up a game plan, and most of the players that you planned on, she saw some new faces. The one face they did see that they were used to looking at from the last time we saw him was Passy. She was there, and
from what I noticed, she had herself a day again.
25 kills.
Yep.
And in fact, Chaminade outshot Dixie. They 43 kills to Dixie's 33.
As you see, an amazing kill there from Mackenzie Bird Murphy as she unleashes one right down the middle as we watch this replay. She calls for it right away. No, she wants it, and there's no doubt in her mind that one's going straight down.
That was a great shot from Bird.
And there goes another quick shot there from number 8, Desiree Wickwar. A couple substitutions here. As we get the substitutions lined up, so it'll be back to serve number 14. That is Taylor Gustafsson.
But where the Storm were able to get Chaminade were in aces. They had 12. They recorded 12 aces in that game. So
one of the things the Storm has kind of struggled with so far this year is just being accurate or consistent in the service game. As Brett Anderson unleashes one once again on that back set, Kaylee Fry has got that down to an art where she just directs her players where to go. Her players call out for it. She picks the open killer and goes after it. It's amazing the court vision she has. 22-16, 23-16 now for the Storm in game 1. As Dixie is off to, they got hot, they got cold, and they got back hot again, chasing 2 points to close this one out now.
Yeah, it's been an interesting match. Dixie ran away with it, and then all of a sudden it got a lot closer, too close for comfort for Coach Felder. And
as Brett Anderson uses the tip to perfection right there, got both the blockers straight up in the air, and then they weren't sure what to do after that as the ball floated right over top of them.
It's Mackenzie back to serve again. She just sends it across. Set from the libero, and nice little dig there from Dixie State.
As Lindsey Jones pounds one right into the hands of Gustafsson, but she gets it right back up as Delane sends one up. Libero passes, swung on by number 9, dug up by Condi. Fry, up top, left hand Jones. Missed time to jump, but she got it up in time. Fry goes back. McKenzie's there, passes it up over to Daniel. Daniel swings and puts it down through the block. Point and game to Dixie as Dixie State takes game 1, 25-16.
It was a good rally there. They probably the longest one of the game right there for that last point.
It's an impressive pass there, and be able to hit that ball, Delane, from the back row coming over behind her. That's a pretty impressive shot as it bounces off the block there for a kill. We'll go ahead and step aside here for a commercial break, and we'll be back in 1 minute to kind of wrap up what just happened in game 1 and get ready for game 2.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
And I believe we're back. So let's, we're just looking at the coaches over there telling their team to knuckle down, and Coach Felder looks a little animated for the win. Just sometimes I wish I could sit over there and listen to exactly what she says. So I was talking to Coach Felder, seeing what's coming up as far as the conference is concerned. Learning some new things every time. So Monday on NCAA.com, they will release at 5 o'clock. They'll release the, I guess it's their equivalent of a selection show.
Okay.
And we'll know where everyone's going. I asked her what are the chances of Dixie hosting the game, and she said probably not, but she says they could end up in Alaska. She says she's really hoping we don't have to go to Alaska. She says the probability is we'll probably be playing our games in Washington or California. So,
yeah, as I was talking with Megan once again before this game, we were talking about that because Alaska is ranked number 1, but the conference is also taking into effect they got to fly all these teams to these places so they can play the tournament, and it's easier to bring one team from Alaska or 2 teams from Alaska than take 14 to 15 teams up there, you know.
And Alaska is really cold. I'm not sure how many of these teams really want to go up there.
Yeah, so I imagine you'll probably end up in California. It's the most centered for most of these teams over there in the West. Or, as you said earlier, we talked about Washington possibly as well. Just depends on who's the closest seed, and I'll bet they'll give the choice to Alaska as well as to where they want to where they'd want to travel if they can't host it because they are the number 1 team. But that is just my guess. So we're underway as they go right to Dorea. Dorea off the tip of Chelsen's hands, and it drops on their side as Dixie takes point number 1 here in game 2.
That was a nice move from Taylor, just kind of come in and just tip it over just on the other side of the net. And
as Fry looks like it's going to send a serve long, but she doesn't, but they play it. And number 13 with the kill, that's Katie Allen. So 1-1 here, game 2. Once again, not a conference game. Has no effect on the record. It'll go on the record, but it won't mean anything either way. So one of those games tougher as an athlete to get up for and try to pretend like you have the same desire and same drive. But luckily for Dixie, I mean, they do have that fire burning in the back of them, started by the coaches and not even getting ranked.
Yeah, Coach Feather was not really happy when I spoke with her earlier today about
only receiving 12 votes. So,
you know, but on the other hand, if you want more votes, you need to win with some more authority sometimes. And Dixie's allowed some teams to come back a little bit at times. And I think if they could have started stronger, you know, they definitely ended strong, but their start was not inspiring is a word we could use for the way they started the season.
Alex lets that ball go by her there, and it falls long for a service error. Daniel unleashes one, finds the back left corner. Once again, Daniel has just that vertical that comes out of nowhere. You'll just kind of see her throughout the matches. If you just watch her, she'll just kind of bounce back and forth on her heels, and then all of a sudden you see her just fly up, smack one down, and catch that back line. There it is again. Daniel unleashes one.
As the crowd was even into that one, we got some oohs and ahs on that one.
That's an overpass you don't ever want to do because Daniel literally just crunched that ball. As we get the replay right here. So I'll keep you updated on the live shot as Daniel tries the foot shot to get it up as Kaylee Fry dives down for a tip, but the tip falls down. Once again, that shot we just had of Daniel on the overpass. One of those things as a setter you don't ever want your passers to do is pass that ball over top and just let someone kill it like this. That's oh no. All 4 people on the back row thinking at any moment that ball could come into their face. And with the way Daniel swings it, that's not a place you want to catch the ball.
No, there was definitely some power there. As right now Dixie leads Westminster 5-3.
Alex sends one over, and that one's dumped straight down. That's a slam dunk there by Amara Culpepper from Midvale, Utah. Also 6 feet tall. So once again, there's a lot of people touching 6 feet over here for Westminster. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in the 6 foot and up range.
They have some height on their team, don't they?
And Daniel unleashes one off the block, goes straight up in the air, and everyone else backing up, try to get a better angle at her swings. But that time when it's blocked straight up in the air, no one able to get to it. As you watch here, block straight up, and 3 players dive, and no one's going to get there. But back to serve is the babyface killer, Talia Brown. Like we were talking earlier, if you saw her just on a volleyball court, that's not someone you would want to run into on an everyday basis. But if you see her out and about going to classes or anything, either she really, really loves school, or she's just a happy person in general when she's not competing.
Her and I had a sports medicine class a couple semesters ago together, and she was the same there as she was on campus, just happy. And then you see her on the court and you're like, is that the same Talia Brown from class? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
as the errant pass there, as Jaden Green gets a serve in, and it works. So she's had a few service errors so far, but she gets that one to go down.
Westminster tied it up, 6-6.
Anderson with the pass. Fry outside to Daniel. Swinging. Dug up there by the libero. What a great dig. Giving up her entire body. Talia goes up. No one's there, as Jones and Fry both thought the other one was going to get it. And neither of them made the play.
Little miscommunication there. Kind of everyone looked around and thought you had it. No, it was for you. Go ahead and take it.
There's Jaden Green back to serve again with the toss. On its way, well out of bounds. There's another service error for Miss Green.
Good eye on Alex. She just kind of stepped out of the way and says, this is on its way out. She didn't realize who's standing on the back line. So
yeah, she's been back there all season long, and she knows. Most of the time you see Alex get out of the way, it's usually long. She has been caught off guard a few times this year, as you would expect from anyone, but that ball's over. Someone hit the net, but we're going to call it with the ball. As number 14 wins the battle over Durea that time. That is Gustafsson.
That looked like one of those basketball plays where you go up to dunk and someone puts their hand on it and you guys are just stuck in midair holding the ball. Who's going to come down with it? Unfortunately, Westminster did.
As Jones takes a swing. Off the top, Daniel. Fry. Duryea. Back corner, no one there, but someone's in the net, and it was in anyways. Duryea goes line, both blocks come to the middle, but Duryea uses the line, and it was in. As you watch this replay here, the blocks are not quite on the line. She sees that and goes straight down the line, right on top of it. Good call there by the line judge. Great
placement there, great change of direction as she was in the air.
And that one for Dixie State tied it up at 8. Punched over, Daniels there. Backside Duryea puts one deep corner, and it's just too deep, about 3 feet long.
Long, real deep corner there.
Good on the side, the white lines you see on the bottom of the court there, but not our volleyball lines, unfortunately. Back to serve is Taylor Gustafson. 9-8. 9-8 for Westminster. Duryea swings off the roof. It's going straight down. Great hustle there by Westminster to put that thing back into play. Mackenzie Bird-Murphy swings, not able to get on top of that one. It is sails wide left as Westminster takes a 2-point lead. Their biggest lead since the first game when they were up 2-0.
Yeah, so you mentioned the white line and the black line and the red line, and there are a lot of lines on the floor out there, and it can be confusing depending on what you're playing at the time.
A lot of times I'm just glad I'm up here and I don't have to make the calls. I get to see the replay, so I know I'm always right. When I watch that replay in slow motion, it's always nice. But the referees do it. We've had pretty good job from the referees all season out here in Dixie.
They do. The referees are, I'm maybe a little biased. The one's my neighbor, so.
You got to be friendly to that one, yep.
That's him right there. See him standing in the corner? That's Phil Packer right there calling the games. It's pretty fun watching him out there. But right there. Nope. Other one.
Ball in, and it is a guy on the far right side there, a local St. George native. That's a great shot there. Once again, Kaylee Fry got sucked in for the tip. Daniels play in the middle, no one in the back corner, and Westminster uses it. Once again, they've been living in those deep corners. So one thing that Dixie may need to kind of readjust and fix.
Let's see.
There's a quick tip shot, almost looked like a hook shot in basketball right there. Just a little quick tip.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if she palmed it or what. It was an interesting shot as Dixie pulls back within 10-11 Westminster.
Duryea once again off the block with another kill. Duryea may be looking at 15, 16 plus kills tonight if it only goes 3. If it goes 4 or 5, I wouldn't be surprised to see Taylor put up about 20 kills.
She's got 6 as we're counting now. 9?
She has 9 now. Yep.
Just updated the stat sheet as we were talking. 9 kills, 10 points.
And we're all squared up at 11. Blocked once again. I don't know if it was the net or not, but Mackenzie Bird Murphy was there.
She might have been glad the net was there because that one looked like it had some power behind it.
That one was going. Once again, she is chasing 3 blocks, though, to move into...
She is. And I don't know if she's...
3rd all-time.
...been credited for one yet tonight or not.
I haven't seen one that I recall.
As we check our stat sheet here.
As another one from Duryea, unable to put it back into play, are the Griffins. Serve just caught him a little bit off guard. 2 people in the same spot. And Duryea finally comes up short on one. 14-12, Dixie.
So we've had a 2-point turnaround for Dixie now.
Back to serve is Katie Allen. Puts it over. Daniel goes up. Fry, quick to middle. Bird Murphy off the block, out of bounds. Point Dixie State. As Lindsey Jones will now check in. Anderson checks back out. Bird Murphy back to serve. Picks up the sign from coach. Finds the spot, goes after it.
So I was looking, and I will look for the name of the girls. The Dixie State has already signed 2 girls for next season, 2 new girls. So that's interesting.
As most of the volleyball leagues were just finishing up this past weekends, these last 2 weekends. So all the schools in Utah, that is, depending on where they end up signing it from. As Westminster trying to crawl back in here, 14-15. Dixie State with the lead. Up top, Fry goes out to Daniel. Daniel, nobody there, puts it straight down right above the 3-point line on the court. As Delane Daniel once again, she kind of has that killer look on her face as well. As she just appears angry at that ball every time she hits it. And I mean, she just unleashes those things. Not much you can do about that.
She did. So I was wrong. Dixie State has added 4 new players.
Okay.
For the upcoming season. They gave 2 players to scholarship offers. Lauren Gamble, 6'2", from Spanish Fork, and Amanda Schultz, a 5'10" outside hitter from Springfield, Utah. And they received a national letter of intent from libero from Kuna, Idaho, a Rebecca Ferris. So
Kuna, Idaho actually went to college at Eastern Utah with a libero from Kuna, who actually played on the team out there at Eastern Utah from the same city. So they can produce a libero every now and then.
Apparently they raise liberos out there in Kuna, Idaho. And last but not least is Kirsten Healer, from a 6-foot middle blocker from Silverdale, Washington.
Okay.
So
we got a couple from Utah and Kuna, Idaho, and Washington.
So if they're listening right now, welcome. If you're not, well, maybe you're here watching the game.
That's right.
Or at home in Kuna, Idaho.
Or at home, very, very excited to come and join a team that just won the Pac West Conference and only loses 2 seniors. So
it's exciting.
Yeah. Chance to come out and be on a good team right away. As Duryea is forced to just push this one over.
As Coach Felder is quoted as saying, she's about Lauren, a 6'2" lefty. She's going to be unstoppable from the right side.
Okay. Kind of mix it up a little bit. That's always a side that's a little bit tougher to hit for right-hander. So you go lefty, and that's their normal side. That's going to be excellent to have.
It's going to be exciting to watch.
That'll add a whole new aspect. They'll no longer, you kind of erase the back set, that quick set they have, and just set up a regular set to the left-hander, which could be very efficient.
You know, and then she will have, in my biased opinion, one of the best setters in the country. We'll give her country.
Okay.
Kaylee Fry. So to
She
set
definitely
for.
has the eyes for it. She sees the court really well. So I think she tweaks a few things in her game. She's still learning, but I mean, she does play very well. Once again, Duryea, when you have 5 different hitters that can have 200 plus kills on a season, being a setter is one of the best jobs ever.
It is, as she gives that really high set there. That was,
because you have a lot of people that can make you look great.
I was sitting here going, wow, that set was really high. I thought it might have been going into the stands. I'm not sure how Taylor got out there and got it, but that was great.
A battle up here at the net, 2 or 3 in a row, both teams getting a hand on it as Duryea looks for that corner again. She's found that corner 2 or 3 different times this game, as that one finds the corner as well. Right on the back line as Daniel was trying to chase it out of bounds. It does not get there. 19-18, Dixie State, game 2 here in St. George, Utah.
Westminster has told Dixie State that you may be Pac-West champions, but we have come to play.
And they're trying to give them everything they're worth here. Dixie State does take a 2-point lead here. Back to serve is Duryea.
And that's number 10, Rachel. I'm going to probably butcher her name, but I'll try it. Enlow from Draper, Utah, with the kill from this near side.
I'd probably go with Enlow as well on that. Looks about right.
It's as close as we're going to get without correction. So
Condi has to just force it over there. Quick set.
Nice save.
A diving
from
save
Alex.
from Anderson. And Fry once again uses her vision, pushes it deep corner. Outside the barrier, yes it was. 21-19.
That was a really good eyes right there on Alex's part. From up here, I thought that was on the inside of the, whatever you call that marker there, whether it's on the inside of the net or not. It was really good eyes for her not to touch it. So we have a diving save. And I'm not sure why the point was awarded to Westminster. I guess someone touched the net.
I obviously was not paying attention right there because I did not see it either, but either way, it is 21-20 here.
It was really fast. I'm not sure. There was a dive, and then it was like, ref blew the whistle and point. So
Daniel up top, and it catches the line. Called in there by the line judge. Westminster's coach not sure. He kind of looked around a little bit confused there.
It was interesting. Both teams were congratulating each other. We got the point.
As
We get
the
the
line
replay
judge,
here.
look at him. He gets right down there on the line. There's not much you can say. He lined himself up with that line really well.
And we could call the coach up here and look at our replay. And on replay, you can see it does hit that line. So
Back to serve, my favorite, Talia Brown. She crushes another one, knuckleball, drops
Wow.
on him. Back row swing, Alex.
there was so much power to that serve, and then it just stopped.
Oh, what a play.
Oh, wow.
What a play. If we can get a look of the pass there by Alex Anderson, just watch her follow through. I don't know if she was taught to follow through like you do in basketball, but look at the follow through. Alex watches the ball all the way into her hands and just kind of stays there. Watch this follow through on this pass. And she just gets that pass, watches it all the way in, and Daniel uses the wise tip there. If we can look at that replay again, just go really slow by Anderson on the follow through of the pass. I mean, fundamentals, if you're young and looking at the game and wanting to learn how to pass, Alex gives you a show right there of exactly what to do. She just lets the hands do the work, doesn't try to pass it, puts them in the way of the ball, leaves them there. Even after the ball's gone, she just keeps them straightened out until the pass is all the way pushed off, and then gets back into position. Excellent pass there, a dig. And then once again, Fry and Daniel doing their thing. Fry puts it up to where Daniel can use it. Daniel sees the high block, no one in the back, tips it over, point Dixie. So they're 2 points away here from taking a 2-game lead over Westminster. Playing well with nothing to play for, like kind of just one of those games that you come out and let's try to prove ourselves, prove to the conferences that we should be higher than the 10th best team that you're going to give us a ranking for.
Yeah, they are playing a lot better than even I might have expected, because I was concerned about them to come out here and play flat. But they are keeping in it, keeping Westminster on the heels as Westminster gets a good block on them right
Amara
there.
Culpepper and Taylor Gustafson. Back to serve is number 10, Rachel Enlow.
She's another 6-foot senior. She went to Juan Diego Catholic School. For a good few years there. I know about Juan Diego is their high school football team is well known in the state.
When I was a sophomore, they had Marquise Wilson, who went on to play at Utah. And I mean, he was unreal how fast he could get up and down the court, or up and down the field. We actually played him in basketball as well. So I actually have played against Juan Diego, and I mean, he was lights out fast. As you watch the kill right here, off the top of the block, and then Condi tries to get it back into play, unable to do so. 23-22, Westminster crawling back into this one. Talia goes up, Fry, backside, Jones is there, tips over, and what a great spot. Once again, Dixie State not trying to prove anything with their muscles, is they're just putting it in play. The tips are there, use the tips if you got them, and live with it. So.
And I've loved that about Dixie all year as we've been watching these games. It's not always about who can hit the hardest. There is a lot of finesse to their game, a lot of ball placement. Instead of just going up there and just powering it every time, there's that
number 9 goes ahead and says, whatever you guys say, I'm just going to pound one. So Elise Horton goes ahead and crushes that one.
She kind of told us finesse this, but.
Yep. As you watch her just unleash. Talia Brown barely gets her hand up before it hits her. Fry says, all right, we can do that too. As Lindsey Jones sends it off the block, and unable to get there is the Westminster Griffins. That would be game. So 2 games to none here. Dixie State, as you watch that final kill from Lindsey, as it drops. So 2 sets to none as we take a 5-minute break here. We'll go grab some stats from our official stat crew over there on the baseline, sideline, and we'll be back around the 2-minute mark. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Sounds about right. 5, 3, 2, 1.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place. There is
Everywhere
a
that we
place
go,
where
she makes
looking
people
out
laugh and makes
means
people smile,
looking
and I
in.
feel like I have that
Where an
quality.
impression. There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Really?
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are about a minute and a half away from Game 3. As I went over and collected the stats, brought them back over here, I've noticed that Mackenzie Bird Murphy is not quite there yet on the blocks total. She's trying to get to those last 3 to move into 4th all-time. Is that what it was, or 3rd all-time?
3rd all-time.
To move on into 3rd all-time. Okay, she is. With team blocks, Dixie's only been credited with 1 block so far.
Wow.
So
that's interesting.
I'm thinking it goes to Brett Anderson. And Westminster's been credited with 2 team blocks. So whether or not that is completely accurate, I'm not sure.
I think the way they do it is blocks are recorded as assisted block or a solo block. And so I believe, looking at this, it looks to me as though the 1 block we have is an assisted block between Bird and Delaney. Is that what I'm looking at?
That's
right?
what it says there.
And then maybe this is I believe then we have blocking errors, and that's what Brett Anderson's been credited with, is a blocking error.
So let's go ahead and talk about something that I do understand, which is kills. And our kill leader, once again, is Taylor Duryea, a redshirt freshman who has played well all year for the Storm, as well as Delaney Daniel, who has 8. So between the 2 of them, there's 19 kills. And they're both hitting right around that 500 mark, as Delaney is at 412 and Taylor is actually 556 so far tonight. So the balanced attack is not so balanced tonight. It's kind of heavy-sided there between Delaney and Taylor. As you look over to Westminster, though, they've got 3 players with more than 5 kills. They have Amara Culpepper at 5, Elise Horton at 7, Jessica Chelson at 5. And then they have another Jaden Green at 4, and Wickwar at 3. So kind of a balanced attack there from Westminster, as well as the Storm do have Brett Anderson with 4, Lindsey Jones and Mackenzie Bird Murphy both have 3 as well.
And like we were saying earlier about Kaylee, she's recorded, we got 25 assists for Kaylee, and Westminster's setter, Taylor Gustafson, has 20 assists. So kind of an even match, really. There's not
3 aces for Westminster, 4 for Dixie.
Yeah.
40 digs for Dixie and 35 for Westminster. So fairly even. The scoreboard wouldn't tell you that because Dixie's obviously up 2 games to none. But Game 2 was much closer than Game 1, as Westminster came alive a little bit, battled there near the end, and Dixie was able to pull it out. So we'll see what Dixie comes out with here, as they got Talia Brown back to serve. Knuckleball coming at you, guaranteed. And I bet she won't smile.
I bet she smiles Saturday and wears that banner.
We'll see. If it's game time, I don't know if she will.
She might just wait. We'll see if we can get a picture of her smiling by the banner.
Yeah. Ask her if she'll just smile for us by the banner, at least, in her uniform. Whether it's game day or not, I don't know if she's ever smiled in that uniform, to be honest.
I don't know. Like I don't know if you noticed, they just scored a point there. Their little celebratory get-together in the middle. She didn't even smile there when they were all... Like she said, yep, good job, and went back to her spot.
Excellent dig there by Anderson. Did everything she could just to keep that ball alive, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. Talia Brown, once again, they celebrate. She runs back to serve.
Let's see if we can get her after this game, and see if we can just get her to smile in her uniform one time before the season's over.
Anderson with a diving save. Talia puts it up. Anderson from the ground. Thought she was going to hit it, but no. Daniel steps in the way and puts it up for her. Backside number 9. Blocked up. Daniel tries to get it up. Unable to do so with the block, and then not able to capitalize with the left hand and put it back into the air. 2-1 now. Westminster trailing. Game 3 here at Dixie State.
So if I was more versed in how they score things, I would be able to tell you if that was a blocking error or not sure how they do it.
You know, and sometimes it's just the people over there behind the desk doing whatever they want with it.
Just
so
pushing buttons. Yep.
You never know. I mean, if I did stats, we'd have to go and check them because people would be having more stats and kills than we have points because I just give them 2 every time you hit it good. Oh yeah, there you go, good kill.
100 kills a night.
Yep. Swung on and blasted into the roof.
And the roof almost helped us out, really. Maybe.
Could have slowed it down just a little bit longer. It might have been there. Once again, that shot was ripped there by number 15. That is Jessica Chelson. As Talia Brown gets in the way, but unable to do anything with it.
What that roof did was keep that ball in the area
Bird
so we could
Murphy
get it back.
gets one off the block and brings it straight down. So Bird Murphy gives the Dixie State Storm a 4-2 lead here in game 3. Bird Murphy back to serve. Just over the top of the net, just right. Tip, and no one there to get it. Kaylee Fry with the dive, but not able to bring it back.
2 Red Storm players on the ground trying to get that, but couldn't get it back up. So I'm not sure what to call them, Red Stormers. So we'll just. So it was a great hit from Taylor, just didn't quite. Got blocked right back to us.
Ball touched. Daniel goes up. Fry looks for a tip. And it's punched back over. Talia Brown up to Fry. Fry to the middle to Bird Murphy. Blocked. Anderson. Fry this time out to Duryea. Duryea goes back corner. Dug up there by Westminster. Tipped up. Swinging. Enlow blocked up. And Duryea now backwards has to push it over. Set. And tip. Bird Murphy. No, that's not Bird Murphy. Sorry, that is number 14. That is Crystal Lynn Sloan. There, as I was giving credit to Bird Murphy, but it's actually Crystal Lynn Sloan. And now into the game is number 15. Nope, that is not 15. Who just entered right there? Looks like Coach Felder getting some people some more playing time. It is number 16. As Shannon Sorensen. A lot of freshmen seeing some time here in game 3.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to, forgive you your slip there with Crystal Lynn. I don't know that we've seen Crystal Lynn play. I don't know that I've ever seen Shannon Sorensen in a game.
I haven't seen Shannon Sorensen play all season, but I have seen Crystal Lynn Sloan play this season a couple times when Coach Felder was still trying to figure out a few different rotations. But once again, I think she just sees a great opportunity to get some more of these younger players, some more of her freshmen, a chance out here on the court, see what they can do in a game situation.
As Shannon Sorensen she's a 6'1" freshman from Smithfield, Utah.
So if you start to see a little bit of confusion, it looks like Dixie's a little out of sync. That may be because of a few subs here. A little bit of confusion, a little bit of timing issues, but we'll see what Dixie State does with it, as they let a few players play that don't normally get the opportunity. Back to serve is Duryea. (6-4) Dixie State. Block straight down, kill there for Westminster. That is number 9. It's Elise Horton.
Yes, and it looked like that went off Shannon Sorensen. So it's good to see her get some playing time, though.
Yeah, Coach giving all sorts of the freshmen, another chance to come out and enjoy a little bit of game time as Delane Daniel does her thing once again. Inside out, pushes it hard right side. Just anger. That's all you see from Delaney.
Watch this hang time. Watch it. She just kind of stays, and I feel like the replay, the slow motion didn't do that justice. I think I felt like she stayed up longer in the air when I was watching it in real time.
Anderson misses the serve to the right side.
But the hang time she had there, and then the change of direction, she goes up, says, I think I'll go here. Impressive.
Delane just doesn't even look like it's anything different. It's nothing out of the ordinary. She's just happy to be here, happy to be swinging away. Hits that ball, kind of keeps that serious face as well. She has a serious face as well. And, it doesn't matter if they're up 10 or down 20. She's still going to have that same look and jump up there, swing away. If it goes down, she doesn't celebrate abnormally crazy or anything. And
yeah, watching her rise up and kill that ball, I know that if I had might be a misfortune to play against her in any type of basketball game or thing, I saw her driving lane, I might just get out of the way because she's just going to jump over me if I'm in the way. So she's definitely got some hops.
as Condi puts it up. Fry is almost there. Condi has to send it. Daniel by herself. Gets a touch, though. Fry goes quick to Bird Murphy. Bird Murphy blocked. Fry. Anderson. Back to Daniel. It's a good spot to go. Indeed it is. That ball is in. Daniel goes line and gets it. As Delane Daniel may very well catch up to our leading killer, as Duryea. with the time she's in on this side over here. The nice thing about having Daniel and Duryea is they can both swing away from that spot, and they play opposite of each other, so one of them is always there.
And Celia just barely unable to get her hand under that one to dig it out of there.
Back to serve will be Horton with 9-8 here in the Student Center.
Elise Horton, 5'10", senior from Murray, Utah.
As that one does land right on top of the line judge right on top of it. That was Mackenzie Bird Murphy. As Duryea will check back in and wander over to her favorite spot on the court. Her and Daniel share. And Daniel will be your server. On its way. Great serve, one pass, no one there to get the second ball. See, for me, that's an ace. I don't know if it really is an ace, but for me, that's an ace. They can't get 2 touches on it and bring it back over. Ace. 11-8 here at Dixie State. 11-8. Talia Brown with the dig. Talia Brown with the diving dig. Duryea swinging from 3 days back. Swung up, Daniel's there, puts it back over, but it's going to fall out of bounds as Daniel made a great play to get in the way of that ball. Unfortunately, it was smoked. And when it came off her arms, it went long. So back to serve is Wickwar. And she catches the net. And she runs straight off the court. She knew exactly what she'd done wrong, and she didn't even let the coach tell her to come off. She just went trotting right out of there.
So Wickwar serve into the net makes that 12-9 Dixie State.
Blocked straight down there. Oh, Kaylee Fry thought it was over, but an excellent job there by Westminster to get it up. As Duryea thought she left that one short, but luckily I think a Westminster girl almost pulled that ball back over to their side. As this time she goes back door. Bird Murphy blocks it, dodges it. She's still in dodgeball, and that ball is out in volleyball. So great piece of footwork there as you watch, I believe it was Crystalline Sloan dodge the ball right here. Watch this. Oh, look at it. It barely misses her foot. And that ball is touched for an ace, if I were calling the stats once again, by Bird Murphy.
That was some fancy footwork there, to say the least. It was enjoyable. You know, I was going to point out, as I'm not sure who just did that.
I believe it was Duryea once again. And timeout to the Griffins.
So as we go into this timeout, I was going to point out, if there's Talia is very serious and Delaney, I believe Delaney's pretty serious. Kaylee Fry, on the other hand, has a lot of passion for the game. That's twice, though, that we've seen tonight, that she's tend to celebrate it a little bit early. Not that it's a negative thing, but she does like to celebrate, and it's twice that I've seen her tonight. Think the play's over, hands in the air, yay, and
then next thing you know, it looks back and the ball's still alive. I have noticed that as well, but she does kind of bring a lot of energy to the team too. So I think it's one thing that Coach Felder she may bring up, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, you're bringing the energy to our team. We appreciate it. You're our setter. You're our leader. We got to have you. So,
you know, and that's something that each one of these girls bring to the team is their own personality, and I don't think you want to coach the personality out of them. So, you know, if she wants to smile while she's setting, celebrate before the ball hits the ground, well, you're still a really good setter, so you go right ahead.
Yeah, it's one thing. It's like a football player dropping the ball before he gets to the end zone, but not so serious.
Yeah, boy, yeah, because
at least at that, you still have time to look around and make sure something's going to happen. Did you drop the football and then run off, and the other team picks it up and takes it all the way back to the end zone on you?
I can't believe that even happens, and it does. But different sport, different time.
Yeah.
As Dixie State is now only leading by 5, 15-10 only. Westminster just scored a point. So
Anderson, Fry, outside Duryea, blocked straight down, and unfortunately the net did not give a friendly bounce as Sloan dove after it, but they unable to get there.
She hit it under instead of over. And back to serve for Westminster is J.C. Saunders. Is that right? Was that a number 12?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Thank you. Sometimes the angles up here, we got to
Duryea right there, that's going to be a block. I don't know much about blocks, but I'm pretty sure that was one.
It looked like one.
And I believe we just had, once again, number 15 check in.
Watch Talia if you got this on camera. Nope. I was going to show you the way she gave the ref that ball. He might go home thinking she's mad at him too.
Anderson with the one-handed save. Duryea, middle. Daniel swinging, back row. Just with a flick of the wrist, Daniel puts a lot of smoke on that ball. Up middle, Sloan blocked up. Puts it way up in the air for Fry. Fry goes outside Duryea. Blocked up. Duryea. Anderson gonna need some help. And brought back in. And in the net is number 14 for the Griffins. So it looked like they could have just let that ball go, and I think it might have been out of bounds on Dixie, but number 14 goes up here trying to get it, and she catches the net with 2 hands. It looked like Duryea was going to get there, actually, so I take that back. She did need to go after that ball, but unfortunately got caught in the net. As Dixie State maintains that 5-point lead, back to serve is the Griffin, number 10, Rachel Enlow.
Yes. Rachel from Draper, Utah.
Outside Duryea. Duryea pounds one right off the face of number 12, J.C. Saunders. Tried to get out of the way, but caught it with her shoulder and chin, unfortunately, for J.C. And Duryea, as a hitter, that's kind of like what you aim for. You just like picking out bodies over there every time. And that one, once again, number 9 goes right for Kaylee Fry, Elise Horton. But luckily for Kaylee, she got her hands up in time. Condi will check in on the back row now for Duryea, and that'll put Delane Daniel up there in the spot she loves to hit from. So we'll be looking for Delane right here.
Megan Gallegos for the Griffins back to serve.
Blocked up, and Kaylee Fry has lost her towel on the court. Hopefully she picks that up before someone slips on it. She does.
So I had a neat opportunity to, I went to dinner the other night and bumped into Kaylee's parents and had a great conversation with them while we were waiting for our meal. I think it was after the last home game that they had here. It was pretty fun. So
as Crystalline Sloan gets caught, hit one into the net there.
It was really neat to see the support that the parents have for these kids.
Daniel, once again, there's another reason she has 270 plus kills after tonight. Just the way she reads the defense. I mean, she can go line, she can go solid, she can finesse you up right here with this. Just the eagle claw, two fingers and a thumb, send it over, see you later. Tough to beat that.
The way she changed the direction of that ball.
Kaylee Fry asking for it over there to Daniel. Up. Anderson goes to Daniel again. Get up, Daniel. Just in time. Pushes it inside that stick. And we're going to have a double. Common call there when someone else other than your setter tries to set the ball, just because they don't do it every day. And it's just a hard ball to pass. You got to pass it with no spin in order to not be called for the double. And it could probably be called more often than it is. So luckily it's kind of one of those calls that the referees let them play through, or we could be stopping a lot. And Anderson misses another serve. That's 2 times in a row she's lost her serve to someone, or to herself, rather than having someone take it. Gustafson back to serve. Oh, goes middle. Excellent play there by Condi. Unfortunately, it just saved it for one more ball, as it was going to land on their side either way, but she put it up, and then Westminster goes ahead and finishes that one. So mistiming there on the middle by Bird Murphy and Fry, as you see this jump and swing and miss, but Condi's there, and that ball's going to catch a line as well. That ball was crushed there by by Bird Murphy. So 21-17 here, 4 points away, and a 4-point lead. Timeout to Westminster.
Hey, what was that? Did you see that? I think Talia might have just sort of smiled.
I did not catch it, unfortunately. So
I don't know if we could get a replay of it.
Doesn't count.
She might have. I think she kind of.
It's a kill. Maybe she smiled because she gets to come in.
Yeah, she had the ball, thought she was going to serve, and right as we go to, they called timeout. She kind of cracked a little something.
Nope, doesn't count today. So 21-17, Dixie State trying to close out Westminster in 3. They're chasing 4 points with a 4-point lead, and Talia back to serve.
Talia is back to serve.
Once again, this game has included a few new members playing tonight. Crystal Salone, number 14, middle blocker, and then a right side Shannon Sorensen has also checked in. Crystal Sloan is a junior, and Shannon Sorensen is a freshman. So Talia Brown sends it over, out of bounds. And that probably won't bring a smile.
She's not smiling right now. That ball had some wicked curve on it, though. It was going one way, and it went the other way.
Just don't unplug your headphones after. I'm just going to interrupt.
Ball up, Daniel swings on it.
And
Up Fry. Anderson with the back set to Daniel. Finds the line once again, living and dying right there all night long.
that's her spot.
And Daniel will go back to try to serve it out. 22-18, Dixie State.
As we are 3 points away from the end of our match.
Talia Brown digs it up. Fry over to Duryea. Duryea off the top of the block. Yep, it was touched.
Really far.
Out of bounds. As it's called in the building, kill shot, Duryea. 23-18. Substitutions being made for Westminster, number 2 and for 15. Number 2 is Jaden Green, 15 is Jessica Chelsea. Daniel 2 points away from ending this night of volleyball. Quick ball, it's up, and Fry goes back one hand. Mackenzie Bird Murphy finds a spot. Back row, not there. End low, tip. Bird Murphy sent over. Anderson up. What a great up as she does get there in time with the left hand. Back to the setter, Gustafson. Go back to Green. Green outside the line, corner, got it. Drops as Talia Brown makes a diving effort, unable to get there in time though. And Green wins the scramble point for the Griffins. Both teams scrambling wildly on that play throughout as Anderson made a great dive there to get the ball up.
She did. To use the term that I learned from you earlier, she pancaked her hand under that ball, got it back up there.
Yes, she did. It took a wild bounce out to the right side there. So you could definitely tell it went off her hand as Talia goes straight up. Fry outside this side. Duryea with the tip. Got it. And we are game, set, and match point right here for the Storm.
24-19.
Megan is calling it right now. She's predicting 25-19. So we'll see.
She had a 25-18, so
we'll see if Bird Murphy can finish it out right here.
Somehow Bird's going to get a point taken from
and it is out of bounds. Game, set, match, Dixie State. There you have it as they bounce back. Well, I guess really didn't bounce back, but they kind of keep the roll going.
They did.
Win 2 big ones out in Hawaii to lock up the conference, and then come home with a game with nothing to wager on it. So
perhaps there was a little less energy than
normal.
Than they needed, but like we've said, it's kind of hard to bring your all when it doesn't really matter right now.
But I guarantee if you come on Saturday, the energy will be here, even though the game doesn't have any effect on whether or not they're going to be Pac-West champions. But I think watching them raise that banner will kind of excite those ladies. And
it is senior night.
It is senior night.
And the conference match regardless. So thanks all of you guys for listening. Once again, thank you, Megan, for the amazing job you do in the bus.
As well as our camera people. And Lauren, thank you for your help as well. That's all we've got for CEC TV. This is Hayden and Mike signing out.